Alright, so here's the sprayer for the Watermark faucet. And I guess I'm going to just show how to maintain this a little bit, or try to get as much life out of it as you can. It's pretty frequent for this thing to start leaking a little bit, or for the push button on the sprayer to not really retract as much as it's supposed to, and thereby causing the sprayer to leak a little bit while you're using the faucet. So I've already taken it apart, and I'm just going to show how this thing goes back together in reverse order and talk about what some of the issues are, and hopefully that will be helpful. So here we are. This thing is basically taken apart at this point. But the first thing to do is note that this is the push button for the sprayer, and this is the spring that makes the button retract or retract and bounce back. So this little spring right here is a little weak. It doesn't really hold itself over time, and so sometimes a way to get it to just go back is to kind of take the spring and just stretch it out yourself a little bit so it retains some of its springiness, and that way you can get it to go back. So we're just going to do that in a second. Okay, so now that we've stretched out that spring just a little bit, this sprayer was not having a huge amount of problems, but just in order to do that. So now we're going to put this button back in here, and as you can see, there's a little screw part that goes back in through the hole here. So I'm going to press that in, and then from the other side, we've got two parts here. You've got this little gasket that goes in via a small part down into the hole. It helps to seal this into place. And then you've got this little cap with a little hexagonal insert here, and that's how you screw it on into place. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now we've got the cap screwed back on. Important to note that this little wrench here is, when you're getting this thing off, having this wrench on the button here to hold it in place while you use pliers or something else to unscrew or screw on this hex cap is pretty important. Otherwise, the button may just rotate around when you're trying to unscrew this cap. And then really the next part is to make sure you have on the sprayer end of the sprayer, like this here, sometimes good to retape it with some Teflon tape. Make sure that seal is good, otherwise water will sometimes leak out around the edges here and stuff. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so now we've wrapped up the cap with some Teflon tape, and we're just going to screw that back on. Okay, so that cap is tightened down, and this is the part that's probably one of the harder steps to do, just because you do need to use a little pipe wrench or something like this just to get the cap off. It doesn't really go on or off without a lot of leverage and some grip. And if you're worried about damaging the sprayer, then you want to use something to protect the metal, but you didn't pay too much attention to that. So, okay. And the next part is easy. It's just basically putting the sprayer back on the hose, and that is just simply screwing it on. So I'm going to do that next. Okay, so I screwed that back on, and I did use a little bit of Teflon tape for this last part also. And the sprayer does work. So it's no longer kind of dripping or leaking while the faucet is running. So that's good for now. We'll see how long that lasts, but this is sometimes a good way to get the sprayer to work for a few more years. It doesn't take too much effort. And there you go. Yeah, not too complicated. Just a little small tip. All right, thanks for watching.